In the 8th year of marriage, Felix's nominal aunt returned home. He pitied her for being alone and helpless after losing her husband, and treated her with all kinds of kindness and pampering. When I caught them hugging and kissing, I questioned him. "Do you choose her or me?" His eyes were full of disappointment. "Natalie, you even get jealous of my family members. Do you still have a conscience? There should be a limit to being unreasonable." On New Year's Eve, she directed and acted a scene of falling down the stairs. Felix locked me in a dilapidated house in the suburbs and turned to accompany his aunt for a Western meal. On the first day of the new year, I fell ill and begged him to let me out, but he was only busy taking his aunt to Sea Mountain for skiing. On the second day of the new year, he forced me to apologize, but I had already died in the suburbs. 5 hours after my death, Felix and Ophelia returned from Sea Mountain. For some reason, the soul after my death would be bound by him within 100 meters. I don't want to see him, but I can't do anything. As soon as he got home, Felix, who always wanted me to serve him, didn't stop for a moment and hurried straight to the bedroom to take out the medicine box. When looking for medicine, he was even more visibly at a loss and flustered. He knelt on one knee, carefully holding Ophelia's face, meticulously applying medicine to her, for fear of hurting her. People who don't know think she has suffered some shocking injury. In fact, it was just when skiing, she was hit in the face by a child with a grain of rice. But these snows did not even touch her skin. Felix was so nervous. Ophelia looked at him with a smile. "Felix, it's not very serious. I can't feel the pain now." "No, these children are too naughty, and they don't know how to measure their strength. What if the face is broken? Don't do anything these days. I will stare at you to change the medicine." "Ha ha ha, okay, everything is up to you." Ophelia smiled, but instantly changed the subject, and then put on a pitiful expression. "Felix, we too went to Sea Mountain to ski. Natalie should be unhappy when she knows it? After all, she has always had opinions on me, but it doesn't matter. I can understand her. She is also too concerned about you." Felix's face, after hearing the words, instantly disappeared. "You don't have to pay attention to her. It's me who is too spoiled, which makes her always unreasonable. Don't say that about her. Actually, I'm okay. If she really doesn't like me, I can go abroad. Anyway, I've been used to it alone for so many years. No, you don't have to accommodate her. The person who did something wrong is her. Even if she has to go, it is her to go." At this moment, I can only put my hands on my hips and be furious. I really want to tell him that the person who did something wrong has never been me, but I have no way to talk to him now. He stood up, as if suddenly remembering me, and made a phone call. "Is Natalie still unwilling to bow her head and apologize? Tell her that as long as she is willing to sincerely apologize to her aunt, I will let her out." He was calling the bodyguard who was watching me. Even today, his first reaction when he thought of me was still to let me apologize to Ophelia. Suddenly I feel that being a dead person is quite good. After all, I can't feel the heartache. Before I died, I asked the bodyguard to help me conceal all the news about my physical condition from Felix. As long as Felix asks, they will all say that I would rather die than surrender, and it is impossible to apologize for things that I have never done. Fortunately, I used to be very good to my subordinates, and although he couldn't let me go, he did what I said. After Felix finished listening, he slammed his phone on the sofa. "Do you think this will allow you to hold me? Okay, Natalie, I'll see who can outlast whom. Ophelia, don't worry. As long as she doesn't apologize to you for a day, I won't let her come back." Ophelia put a hand on his shoulder and softly comforted. "Let her think about it, so that she will never know what she is wrong." Felix's eyes immediately became soft. "Well, leave her alone. I'll take you to dinner." The two regained their mood again and set off for the restaurant happily. I really want to know what expression Felix will have on his face when he finds out that I am already dead. 2. On the 6th day of the Lunar New Year, I had been dead for 4 days. During these 4 days, he never called the bodyguard again to ask about my condition, but instead accompanied Ophelia to various banquets. When others asked about me, he only responded lightly, claiming that I was ill in bed. In the afternoon, Paige the reporter came to the house for a short interview. About a month ago, she said she wanted to plan a short interview for the two of us, so that more people could see that even a decisive business tycoon has a tender and sweet side. After all, I and Felix used to be an enviable couple in the wealthy circle. Before the interview started, Paige the reporter took out a letter, attracting their attention. At this moment, I can't wait to throw this letter into the fire and burn it, but unfortunately I can't even touch it. Felix's wife secretly gave me this long letter before. The content is as long as 10,000 words, and every sentence in it is her love for President Felix. This is her 8th wedding anniversary gift for you. That's right. Today is also my and Felix's 8th anniversary. He is not qualified to read this letter. Felix was stunned, and the hand that took the letter trembled slightly. She wrote me a 10,000-word letter? I don't even know. Or does he have time to know? After all his attention is on Ophelia. The anniversary has long been forgotten by him. And the trip to Sea Mountain that he promised me was also taken with another woman. Paige the reporter smiled and joked with him. It seems that Felix's wife is usually very good at creating surprises. President Felix is so touched that he is a little at a loss. I don't know what gift President Felix has prepared for his wife. Facing the camera, Felix awkwardly froze, because he didn't prepare a gift for me at all. Ophelia on the side gritted her teeth, wishing she could drive Paige the reporter away. Soon, she sat down with a smile and broke into the camera. Our Felix has already prepared the most romantic gift, but we can't show it to you yet. You don't know, I know Felix best. He used to like to stick to me the most. Ophelia intimately held Felix's arm and began to talk eloquently to the camera. The content is mostly about how good their relationship is, how they are each other's strongest support, and how special Felix is to her. And Felix did not stop her behavior. Even though the original intention of this interview was a conversation between me and him as a couple, Ophelia spoke for about an hour before finally finishing. Paige the reporter's eyes became complicated and subtle. In the end, Felix sent Paige the reporter away on the grounds that I was ill and unable to be interviewed, and agreed on the next interview time. The letter was squeezed almost out of shape by him, but in the end he did not open it and read it. He seemed to be afraid of something. The next second, he took the car keys and strode out. Ophelia called out anxiously, "Felix, where are you going? We have a dinner party tonight." "I'm going to the suburbs to see Natalie, and by the way, bring her back to apologize to you. Then I'll go with you." "No need, I'll go alone. Today is my 8th anniversary with her." 3. Felix picked a bunch of flowers in the flower shop and drove quickly to the suburbs. The bodyguard outside the door saw him coming and stood up in a hurry. I had a bad feeling in my heart. He was about to find out the truth. What is the wife doing inside? Has she said anything these days about wanting to see me? No. Felix was disappointed and raised his foot to walk inside. The bodyguard limped to catch up. His leg was crippled because of me. On New Year's Eve, I ran into Felix and Ophelia hugging and kissing on the balcony. So I overturned a table of New Year's Eve dinner and asked him why he treated me like this. He said righteously that I had seen it wrong and that he was just drunk and accidentally touched her cheek. Ophelia cried and wanted to run away, and he scolded me for being unreasonable. While he was changing clothes, Ophelia provoked me with words and then fell from the 2nd floor herself. She even hid a blood bag in her stomach, and instantly the blood flowed like a river. Felix was furious when he saw it and slapped me. The bodyguard saw what happened and spoke for me. Felix hated me even more and directly crippled one of the bodyguard's legs, then sent him to the suburbs to watch over me. The follow-up that day was that Ophelia was sent to a high-class ward in the hospital by him, and he stayed with her overnight. I was locked in a dark room and could only talk to him through the surveillance camera. "Felix, as long as you look at the surveillance at home, you will know that I didn't push her at all. It was clearly her who fell down by herself, just wanting you to punish me, to make us feel estranged from each other. You even said that you only cared about her as a relative. You fully accept her lies. I am your wife, and you are not willing to believe even a word I say." His cold words came through the surveillance camera. "Natalie, it is precisely because you are my wife that I am disappointed in you. You actually want to kill an innocent person in order to compete for favor. When the aunt went to the hospital for debridement, she was still begging for mercy for you. But you don't know how to repent, and you are still here to slander her. She's just pretending to be pitiful here. I didn't push her, and I don't need her to beg for mercy for me. Natalie, will you be so righteous even if you kill someone in the future? My body that was pounding on the door instantly froze, unable to believe that these were the words spoken from the mouth of the person I love most. After that, they had a candlelight dinner in the hospital and deliberately let me know, ostensibly to make me repent. The next day, I had gastroenteritis and curled up on the floor like a dying dog. I begged him for help, but he was packing his luggage to accompany Ophelia to the north for skiing and pleasure. You hurt your aunt, and I will make it up for her on your behalf. Natalie, what else are you not satisfied with? Large beads of sweat flowed into my mouth, and the tip of my tongue felt bitter, as if my whole person was about to die. I begged with the last trace of hope. Felix, get me some medicine, please. He snorted coldly. Then you promise to solemnly apologize to your aunt, and I will get you medicine. I know that your little stomach problem won't kill you if you don't take medicine once. Every word and every sentence was like poison, like a sharp blade gouging at my heart. I stubbornly turned my head to look at the ceiling and increased my tone. I am not wrong. Even if you threaten me 1,000 times, I will not apologize to her, this two-faced mistress who destroys other people's families. Felix, will you be satisfied if I die? Yes. What are you doing alive if you are such an unrepentant person? There was no sound in the surveillance camera. He and Ophelia were doing double skiing in the ski resort, dancing happily. I was gradually dehydrated by the torment of the pain, and gradually lost the strength to struggle. In the end, I closed my eyes forever. 4. When Felix walked to the first floor with the bodyguard, Ophelia called him on a video call. Felix, I don't know who posted the photos of me and you online. Now everyone has found their way to the house, and a group of people are besieging me, scolding me for being a mistress. They said it was me who broke up your family and forced Natalie away. It seems that I can only use death to prove my innocence. I hope we can meet earlier in the next life. Behind her is the turbulent river. Facing Ophelia's desperate smile, Felix was so panicked that the flowers in his hand fell to the ground with a bang. Don't do anything stupid, go back first. I'll explain it to them. Wait for me, I'll be right there. He turned and rushed out without looking back, and the bouquet was trampled by him. The bodyguard picked up the flowers and put them very solemnly on the open space in front of the door. I did not expect that he would become the first person to shed tears for me. Miss Natalie, I hope you can be happy and joyful in the future. At this moment, I completely gave up on Felix. If he really cared about me, he wouldn't have abandoned me time and time again to be by Ophelia's side. If he really loved me, then going up to the second floor at this moment might allow him to see me one last time. Because of the blizzard weather, the road leading to the city center was closed, and the bodyguard had not had time to transport my body out. The weather was cold, and the body was relatively well preserved. Now he borrowed a car and drove my body to the city. I had asked him that if I died, he would cremate my body and scatter the ashes into the sea to return my freedom. On the other side, Felix arrived at the place where Ophelia was. She had said she would die to prove her innocence an hour ago, and now hearing the sound of the car engine, she slowly walked into the water, only her skirt slightly wet. Felix rushed in and hugged her ashore. No, you can't die. What will I do if you die? No matter what those people on the internet say, I will protect you and will not let them hurt you again. I will not let go of any of the rumor mongers. Just wait to be sued. Ophelia hugged his neck tightly and cried convulsively. If I die, Natalie won't quarrel with you again. This is not your fault. Don't worry. I will let her come out to record a clarification video to prove that you are not a mistress and that you did not interfere in our marriage. It's all right, I have you. I was so angry that my cheekbones were about to reach the sky. Felix, go dream your spring and autumn dreams. Even if I were alive, I would never record any so-called clarification video for you. He was always so patient with Ophelia, like coaxing a child. and made her smile in a few minutes. Afterwards, he took her to the mall to buy a few new clothes and drove her home. On the way, Ophelia took out the long letter I wrote. "Haven't you opened it yet?" The man frowned slightly, seeming dissatisfied that she had taken the letter. "I want to open it in front of Natalie." How could Ophelia let him have his way? "Why don't I read it out to you? That way you won't be bored while driving." Felix still agreed to her proposal. She opened the envelope with a look of disgust and saw the densely packed words on it, which were all my self-esteem. More than 10 letters filled with words, a thick stack, and a gray-white report card. She widened her eyes, unable to hide her shock. Pregnancy test report? She was pregnant. 5. As soon as she said this, Felix slammed on the brakes. Ophelia couldn't dodge in time, and her whole body was thrown forward by inertia and hit the front glass. Felix unprecedentedly chose not to look at her first, but snatched the report card, shook his head frantically after seeing the contents clearly. Impossible. How could Natalie be pregnant without telling me? I'm going to be a father. I'm going to find Natalie. I really deserve to die. I'm such a bastard. I actually left her alone in the suburbs for so long. Since Ophelia returned to his side, this was the first time I saw him smile so happily because of my affairs. He tried several times to start the engine before successfully driving the car away from the spot. "Natalie, I'm coming to find you." But he didn't know that I and the child in my belly had already died because of his inaction. Seeing his silly smile, Ophelia's sense of crisis instantly rose. She recklessly unbuckled her seatbelt and leaned over to kiss Felix on the lips. "Felix, let's be together. I can also have children for you. Didn't you say that you regretted not marrying me the most?" "Don't make trouble, I'm still driving." "I'm not making trouble. You said that the person you loved the most before was me. What does Natalie have to do with us being together?" "Don't move around. Ophelia, wake up, my wife is Natalie." At this moment, she could not hear anything and tried desperately to kiss him. Felix's steering wheel kept shaking, and in an instant, he crashed into a car coming from the opposite direction. The oncoming car happened to be the one transporting my body. My body was thrown in a parabola to the center of the road, and the ring on my hand flew to Felix's face with the broken limbs. He struggled to crawl out of the blood, his eyes fixed on the ring, and tremblingly picked up the familiar ring. "This is Natalie's ring, why is it here? Where's Natalie?" "Felix, save me, my leg is stuck." Felix didn't hear the woman's cry for help trapped in the car at all, because his sight fell on my motionless body not far away. Felix's tall figure shook uncontrollably a few times. He rubbed his eyes incredulously, unable to believe what he was seeing. No way, impossible. Natalie is still waiting for me to pick her up and take her home in the suburbs. Then it must not be her. Not her. 6. Yes, I'm going to take her home. He looked around for the bouquet, trying to take the flowers back to the suburbs to find me. Suddenly, he remembered that he had forgotten when he lost the flowers because he rushed to save Ophelia. He smiled abnormally and muttered to himself, "It's okay. I can go buy fresher flowers and go find her. Natalie won't blame me." At this moment, the appearance of the bodyguard broke all his illusions. He dragged his inconvenient leg and knelt shakily beside my body, shedding tears. "Madam, you are such a good person. Why does God treat you like this? It's clear that you have already left this world, and even the last journey is so bumpy." Felix's eyes widened, and it was impossible for him not to recognize his subordinates. So he ignored the blood that kept flowing down his forehead, rushed over and grabbed the bodyguard's clothes and scolded angrily. "What nonsense are you talking about? Didn't I ask you to watch over the madam? The madam is fine. How could she leave this world? Tell me quickly, where is Natalie? Is she still waiting for me to go there in the suburbs?" "President Felix, I didn't talk nonsense. The madam is really dead." Felix was even more angry and raised his fist to strike. "Do you believe that I will cripple your other leg too? I want you to tell the truth, instead of telling me that the madam is dead. I don't believe it." I was incredibly angry and speechless watching from the side. Felix was sick and should have gone to a mental hospital for treatment. So why make things difficult for a subordinate? The bodyguard pointed to the body on the ground and said, "This is the madam's body. Before she died, she asked me to send the body for cremation. But I didn't even do this little thing that the madam entrusted to me before her death." Felix twisted his head like a zombie, staring straight at the cold body with no breath of a living person. 7. He knelt directly in front of the body, his hands not knowing where to place them. A painful expression appeared on his face, and even his speech was trembling. "Natalie, don't play this kind of joke, okay? This is not funny at all." He said, "You're dead. How could you die? Get up quickly. Let's go home together, okay? I'll put the dropped ring back on for you, okay?" All that responded to him was a long silence. The next second, he pinched the ring and was about to put it on my ring finger. But the body was already broken, and the strong impact plus the low temperature, the body was already scattered and lost. He began to search around, piecing it together, and finally gathered it all. He insisted on bringing the ring back to my hand. As soon as it was put in, the ring immediately fell off again. After repeating it several times, it was still the same effect. Just as he was concentrating on giving me the ring, Ophelia, who was pressed under the car, lost too much blood and was dying. She begged Felix for help. "Felix, save me. I really can't hold on anymore. Look at me. I'm about to die. Send me to the hospital quickly. That's just a corpse. What's worth your attention?" This time, Felix did not rush to her as before. He raised his hand and stroked my eyebrows, chin, and every part of my body. Feeling my coldness, he finally realized that the disobedient wife who was locked in the dilapidated building by him was already dead. The bodyguard then added in a timely manner, "On the night of the first day of the Lunar New Year, the madam's stomach problem relapsed, and she was in so much pain that she was rolling all over the ground. I called President Felix to report. You said you were skiing and had no time, and told me not to worry about the madam. I heard the madam's painful screams getting weaker and weaker, so I had to call you again. But you said that this was the madam's deliberate pretense of illness, and contact you when her body appears, and also blacklisted me. When I went in, I found that the madam was already beyond help. She was painfully tortured to death alive. President Felix, you said wait for the body to appear before contacting you. I can't get through to your phone, but now you see it." The more words he said, the paler Felix's face became. His eye sockets were filled with bursting red bloodshot, and tears dripped down from the corners of his eyes and hit my body. "Why is this happening? What did I do?" "Natalie, get up and take a look at me. I know I was wrong." Felix hugged my body in his arms and cried desperately and painfully, "Natalie, Natalie, wake up." He lowered his head and pressed his face against mine, tears streaming down my face. The onlookers were frightened by his appearance. Who is this young man? Why is he holding the body and not letting go? It's scary. This woman should be his relative, right? Is it his wife? It looks like she has been dead for several days. There is still someone struggling in the car over there. Shouldn't it be his family? Ophelia used all her strength to shout, "Felix, she is already dead. Come and save me. I can't get out. I'm in so much pain. She is already a corpse. You don't have to ignore my life or death for a corpse." It can be seen that Ophelia is really anxious. It's okay if she doesn't speak, but once she speaks, it further angers the current Felix. 8. He slowly turned around, his tone cold and ruthless. "Ophelia, what qualifications do you have to talk about my wife? Your life and death. What does it have to do with me?" Ophelia was completely stunned. "Felix, let's not discuss these first. You save me out first. No one at the scene is allowed to save her." Felix actually told the passers-by not to rescue Ophelia in the car. It really surprised me. At this moment, there was no longer any pampering and care in his eyes towards her, only endless hatred and disgust. Someone in the crowd recognized Felix's identity. "Isn't this Felix, the president of the company of the Felix family? His wife is actually dead. Look, the one in the car is the rumored mistress, who broke up other people's families. Yes, it's her. In my opinion, the death of President Felix's wife must have been caused by her behind the scenes." Everyone raised their mobile phones and took pictures of Felix and Ophelia, uploading them to the internet. Ophelia used all her strength to argue with a ferocious expression. I am not a mistress. Why do you say that about me? Spreading rumors will cost you. I will make you all get lawyer letters and go to jail. Natalie's death was her own fault, and it has nothing to do with me. Those who are not loved are the mistresses. She shamelessly occupied Felix for so many years and should have died long ago. This sentence gave the melon eaters even more information points. Felix looked over quietly, and that terrible look made Ophelia tremble involuntarily. Based on my understanding of him, Felix would only show such a creepy look when he wanted to put someone to death. Felix did not send my body for cremation, but brought it back to the bedroom at home. He didn't even go to the hospital to treat the injuries he suffered from the car accident, but just sat quietly beside the body in the bedroom. From the time of the car accident until now, he hasn't had a drop of water, and his whole person is like a puppet without any vitality, just staring at the body in a daze. Natalie, is this your punishment for me? This kind of punishment is too heavy. Can you wake up? As long as you can wake up, you can let me do anything, and I will have no complaints. The empty room only had his own murmur. For a long time, he covered his face and cried again, tears streaming down his face. I found it ridiculous and silent. Why bother today when you knew it before? His repentance now, unsurprisingly, can't bring me back to life. After crying enough, he lay down and leaned side by side next to the body. Natalie, remember? We used to like to lie on the grass like this, watching the stars and listening to you sing. His words pulled my thoughts back to the past. During our student days, he would always find various opportunities to give me surprises. The beautiful name is to constantly bring me a sense of freshness, otherwise my love for him will be less. At that time, I also laughed and said that he thought too much. A big man was worried about gains and losses all day long. But I know that this is his performance of caring about me. He believed the words of those metaphysical masters on the internet, and said that if you watch the stars and make a wish on which mountaintop, the two people will be together forever and never separate. So he dragged me to the top of the mountain, lay on the lawn, waiting for the once-in-a-century meteor shower. He sincerely made a wish. I hope that I and Natalie will grow old together and never leave each other. Tears slipped from the corners of his eyes again. Natalie, you are right. The meteor is not accurate at all. Otherwise, why would you lie here like this and never wake up again? I really want to tell him that it is not that the meteor's wish is inaccurate, but that he personally ruined our beautiful future. It was he who killed me and the unborn child in my womb. 9. He picked up the letter again with his blood-stained hands, opened it and slowly read it. 10,000 words. I probably spent a year writing it. Now, as he reads the contents of the letter, he beats his chest and stamps his feet, tears surging like a tsunami. What should have been memories of our past sweetness is now, in his eyes, more like countless sharp knives smeared with arsenic, piercing his chest, making him feel so painful that he wished he could die. He picked up the pregnancy test report and raised his hand to caress the gray-white photo on it. Our baby. He didn't even have time to see this world. While you were in the room in agony, I was skiing, taking pictures, and eating big meals with another woman. That night you must have been in a lot of pain, and you must have hated me so much that you used such a decisive way to punish me. I am not worthy to be a father, not worthy to be a husband. I am a downright beast. In fact, I planned to give him a surprise on New Year's Eve, telling him that I was already pregnant. But before that moment came, I saw him embracing and kissing Ophelia intimately on the balcony, she tiptoeing to kiss him. Since we started dating, Felix would always mention this so-called aunt in front of me. Ophelia was only 8 years older than him, and she met Felix's father in her early years, and the two became friends of the same age. She would often go to talk to Felix's father about business matters, and naturally, she would often encounter Felix at home. Felix called her aunt on the lips, but in fact he, who was just beginning to fall in love, secretly developed an unspeakable affection for her. Fortunately later, Ophelia married a Norwegian, went abroad and never came back. Felix knew that I was unhappy that he always mentioned another woman, and also learned not to discuss Ophelia in front of me. Our relationship was very good in the few years of our marriage, so that I could not even imagine that there was still a place for Ophelia in his heart. Her husband died, and she, who was helpless abroad, chose to return to China to seek refuge with Felix. In the days and nights of getting along, Felix rekindled his old feelings for her. After being caught by me for their intimacy, he angrily accused me. "Nothing happened just now, it was an accident. I just drank alcohol. And it is understandable that I couldn't stand still." Accident? What kind of accident can make your lips stick to your lips? Felix, how can you be so sorry for me? Natalie, there should be a limit to your being unreasonable. Aunt is my family. What kind of unsightly and dirty thoughts are in your head? If you really can't stand her having New Year's Eve dinner with us, then I will take my aunt out to eat. He kept calling Ophelia his family, but he treated me like a fool. Ophelia folded her arms and watched my joke. Natalie, after so many years, do you think he really loves you? He has always been unable to let go of me. You are only suitable to be his marriage partner. I have an indelible influence in his heart, and no one can get his wholehearted love. Even if I went abroad and got married for so many years, as long as I return to his side, he can give me the best of everything. She spoke with full confidence, which made me very angry, so I raised my hand and slapped her. Ophelia, you are so disgusting. Using the guise of an elder to seduce a married man, you are not worthy of respect. 10. She sneered at my light-hearted scolding. Natalie, if you know what's good for you, leave Felix. A marriage without love is not so easy to endure. I looked at her coldly. Why should I give way? All of his achievements today are also due to my efforts. Even if I want to leave, I will walk with my head held high and take back what I should take back, instead of running away in despair, bearing all the undeserved pain alone. But I didn't expect that she was prepared, determined to make Felix dislike me, and look for opportunities to climb into his bed. She smiled and fell down dozens of steps, the blood bag staining the ground red. Felix, who saw this scene, lost his mind and slapped me in the face. At that moment, he regarded me as the most vicious woman in the world. No matter how I explained, he was unwilling to believe me. Even if the surveillance at home could be turned on to find out the truth, he only cared about picking up Ophelia and taking her to the hospital, and sent me to the suburbs to reflect on my mistakes. If it wasn't for his utter ruthlessness, I and my child would not have died. If I could do it again, I would firmly choose to become a stranger to him. Felix has since become almost insane, abusing his body like a madman every day. He let the body rot and stink in the room, unaware, and even hugged it to sleep every day. For a whole half-month, he did not eat, but only smoked endlessly, using strong alcohol to numb himself every minute and every second. During this time, he often fainted and vomited countless times a day, and what he vomited was fresh blood. Now the online speculation about this bizarre relationship is getting worse. He contacted Paige the reporter to hold a public press conference. Paige the reporter did not expect that the last time she agreed with Felix on the time for the next interview with me, and I was no longer in this world. Now, her eyes on Felix have lost the previous appreciation and admiration. Facing the flashing lights, Felix, with a haggard face, smiled bitterly. What everyone said on the internet is true. I had a mental affair. I was clearly an affectionate couple with Natalie, but I still had a place for Ophelia in my heart. After she returned to China, I was very confused and gradually ignored Natalie. I also betrayed her physically and kissed Ophelia. Even if it was unintentional, I deserved to die. I don't deserve anyone's forgiveness. In this marriage, Natalie never did anything wrong to me. It was me who let her down. If it wasn't for my indifference and ruthlessness, she wouldn't have died, and the child wouldn't have died. What I owe them, in this lifetime, I will never be able to repay. Someone at the scene shouted. Good people just died like this, one corpse and two lives. Do you just want to get away with a few high-sounding apologies? A scum like you should go to hell. The next second, Felix spewed out a mouthful of blood, splashing red everywhere. Everyone was shocked and retreated one after another, looking at him puzzled, and no one handed him a paper towel. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with one hand, and raised his smile again. You're right, I should go to hell. Soon I can go down to accompany her. Everyone showed contempt for him, and so did I. I don't believe that such a selfish person would do anything to further harm himself. He is just trying to sell miserably, pretending to be deeply affectionate to me, to gain the sympathy of some people. This is also a very effective public relations strategy. After the press conference, I followed him to the hospital. Ophelia was lying in a high-class ward. Because the time she was sent to the hospital was too late, she missed the golden time for treatment, which led to her high amputation, and can only lie in bed. 11. Seeing Felix come in, she seemed to grab a life-saving straw and burst into tears. Felix, I only have you. I am now a disabled person, and I can only be paralyzed in bed for the next few decades. I am so painful. Where have you been these days? Why don't you come to see me? She is no longer as radiant as she was when she provoked me. Felix's eyes were cold, and he slammed a stack of documents on her face, making her wince in pain. Ophelia, do you think I can't find it if you change the surveillance at home? You really have good tricks. You rolled down the stairs yourself, and in turn framed Natalie for pushing you. I was also blinded by lard and actually believed you unconditionally. It was also you who posted our photos on the internet and exposed them, turning yourself into a mistress and calling me back from the suburbs, causing me to miss Natalie again and again. And it also caused me to hit her remains and make her unable to rest in peace. Ophelia, even if you died 10,000 times, you can't exchange for my most beloved wife. Felix was emotionally agitated, pinching the woman's neck and not letting go. Ophelia's hands danced wildly in the air, her face flushed. She laughed crazily and opened her mouth with difficulty. Felix, it's you who killed Natalie. I'm at most an accomplice. You want both accept my approach, deliberately ignore her, trample on her. Have you forgotten all this? How noble you are. Who are you doing this affectionate look for? Her biggest mistake was meeting you and marrying someone like you. If you really love her so much, why don't you follow her to die? Anyway, you have harmed 2 lives. A flame of anger suddenly burned in Felix's eyes. Okay, then let's die together and be buried with their mother and son. Neither you nor I deserve to live. The next second, he pulled out all the instruments on Ophelia's body and picked up the pillow and pressed it hard on her face. She struggled desperately, her movements getting smaller and smaller. Felix stared blankly at the front, with a posture of looking at me. He murmured, Natalie, when you were struggling that day, did you also lower your hands bit by bit like this? It's painful, right? I'm killing her in this way now to avenge you. I watched him quietly, without saying a word. Compared to Ophelia, I resent Felix even more. This selfish man who is promiscuous and betrayed. Ophelia was smothered to death by him with a pillow. His first love that he once said he could not forget died in his hands. For a moment, I almost thought he could see me floating opposite. He curled the corner of his mouth. Natalie, I'm sorry. I'm here to atone for my sins. The next second, he opened the window and jumped from the 20-story building without hesitation. Felix is dead recklessly. Later, the bodyguard scattered my ashes into the sea. I finally let go of my resentment and went to reincarnation. I hope that in the next life, we will never meet again.